And welcome. Welcome on in, everyone. Let me know if you hear me. Welcome in, conspiracy theorists and nut jobs. Welcome in. Happy Friday to everyone. Hi, welcome in. Thank you so much for rolling on in here on a Friday night. Good to see everyone. Um, let's say hi. Let's say hi to the chat. Megan Z, thanks for becoming a member and welcome, Megan. Lisa Marie Presley, welcome. Hello, Prof. You couldn't have put a better picture up. I feel the way he looks. Me too. That's why I put it up. There you go. Is everyone feeling like, oh, Jack Nicholson? Welcome in, Blondie. Snarky Sass Angel. What's up? I like calling you Snarky Ass Angel. What's up, Snarky Ass Angel? Four Pits. Thanks for coming in, Four Pits. Thanks for coming in. Hey, it is Friday. It is Friday. Thanks for coming in. Yes, let's start the party. Hope you got your tinfoil hats and your bullshit wadding boots on, because it's time to shoot the shit. Thank God it's Friday. The week has taken a toll. I love it when a good party starts and the vibe sits in well. Boom. Yep. Tree Hugger 496. Thank you very much for your gift and for coming in. Thank you so much, Tree Hugger. Noe in the house. Welcome in, Noe. Boom. Noe's in the house. Diamond Dies is in the house on a Friday night. And Lunar Ray. Intro music suits my mood tonight as I write a story about the energetic power of a pearl. Would you email it to me when you're done? Amy, welcome in. Thanks for the flowers, Amy. Welcome in, Amy. I wish I still had my sound effects here where I could give you the round of applause. I used to annoy everyone with those sounds. I used to blow the show up with the sound effects, and no one liked it. Well, so we made it to Friday. Really crazy week. Yeah, we went through that damn Frank's memorandum, didn't we? Got that pretty much understood and out of the way and made clear. And so now, hey, everyone, you can go clip the pertinent points and share it or whatever. Find the timestamp. Find your timestamp of a good takeaway, and you can share it. Whatever you want to do. We pretty much went through it, and so the next thing we'll go through is we'll go through the current defense motions and filings and see how it relates to these 136 pages. So boom, that's done. What a week. Let's see. As I say, Friday night live, I'm thinking about John Travolta. I know that was more on a Saturday. Blessings galore. Welcome in, Blessings galore. Thank you for coming in. All right, everyone. Well, Freckle Joy. Hey, what's up, stranger? Come on in. Well, it's what was I getting at? Conspiracy theories, word on the street, the rumor mill, um, and so on and so on. That's what our job is tonight. It's Friday night open chat, so we have no agenda but BSing in the chat, and I'm right here with you to walk on through it. Everybody, come on in the chat. Exactly. Come on in the chat. It's all just fine. Um, yeah. So what can I say? Pretty much. Exhausted. It's been a long week, and we got nothing. I cannot read another PDF for the next few days. My eyes are just killing me. Yeah, let's fix this up. Oh, I know the movie. I know the movie. Saturday Night Fever. That thing. Yeah, so anybody got something spicy? What do you got? What happened today? What did I miss? What did I miss today? Appreciate you going over the 136 pages. It was helpful. And now it's there. Thank you so much, though. But now it's there. It's just there, so I don't have to do it again. It's there. And we can talk about other stuff. Let's see. Snake still hasn't released his real talk about me. Oh, he threatened to do that next. Enjoy. I'm sure it'll be a hit. Okay. Oh, I missed. Oh, welcome in, Kathy. Hi. Thanks for coming in, Kathy. Kathy S. in the house. Thanks for coming in. Oh, Louise Cuevas. Thanks for coming in, Louise. Yeah, you guys are joining the chat. What up? Precascent. Damn. Everyone coming over at the same time. Thank you for coming in, Precascent. We're all just sort of relaxing from a crazy week and a lot of information. I still hadn't realized how much my eyes were like fatigued from reading. Yeah, hasn't it been hush? It's kind of been hush hush around here lately. It sure has. Hey, what can I say? It's hush behind the scenes too. Oh, they found her. They found her. Great job, Precascent. Okay, yeah, Freckle Joy. They found the girl. Thank God. Yeah. Feels good to have my feet up and wind down with the fireplace lit. Wonderful. We have snow. We got snow last night. We got snow on the ground. It's not much, but it's there. It's a lot of snow and cold weather because it's just been the mildest winter so far. It's just been so warm and nice in general and not much snow. We got a little bit. That's something. All right. Diamond Eyes, I heard Joe Lewis reach out to you, Diamond Eyes, and apologize for the confusion. I'm sorry. That is it's always to have the miscommunication is always kind of like sad. It's like, oh man, I'm sorry that misunderstanding happened. Can't fix it, but it's fixed as best as it can be at this point. Looks like we had some Indiana County officials misappropriating funds. Oh, imagine that. Yeah, there was a good point made about it today too in the comment section. And that comment was that it's funny how the ISP uh, just found a little thread to pull on, and pulling on that little thread, uh, they were able to go after three police commissioners. Now you just think about that: three police commissioners. That is just pulling on the thread, pulling on a little thread. So ISP, hey, we don't know what threads they may be pulling on here in Carroll County. So that's why I maintain like this optimism. You know, no one ever wants to be optimistic. Like I'm pessimistic about most things, but about this situation, I'm highly optimistic, and I think 2024 is our year. So who knows what threads they may be pulling on in this entire operation. Not all hope. The thing is, the public disclosure and exposing of it and making bringing it into the public conversation, it's extremely important. It's helpful to the pulling on the threads. So, good job, everyone who's participating in this public discourse, no matter what side you on. That's what I can say that now. No matter what side you're on, it's great that you're participating in this public discourse, because this is what has to happen. People never understand that. Okay. Pretty interesting. Yes. Great, Diamond Eyes. Okay. I want to know where Fur Baby Daddy is. He's cheating. We had Tara German's ex-brother-in-law busted with a large amount of meth last week. Oh. Imagine that. Meth in Delphi? Come on. It never happens. It never happens. That's conspiracy theory. Aren't we all the conspiracy theorists? Aren't we? It's all the conspiracy theories. There's not meth in Indiana or Delphi, especially, or Carroll County. There's never meth out there. Come on, you guys are conspiracy theorists. I thought about Delphi that day above zero weather. It seems some things never change. Methville, Indiana. Methville, Indiana itself. Uh, Digital. What up, Digital? Welcome in, Digital. Round of applause from the chat. Round of applause. Yeah, Digital. I wish I could give you a membership. Come on. I don't know how to make it listen to me. I've been trying to figure this out. Let's see. I'm going to go with click on Digital's name. Okay. Yeah, I just don't know how to do what I want to do. I want to gift you a membership. Digital? Can't. I've been struggling in figuring out this part. I know we have, okay, here's what I figured out. I have enabled gifted memberships. Figured that much out. Now I can't figure how to gift myself because I just can't figure it out. But it's interesting because I followed through the process described by Google on how to accomplish this. Didn't work. So I'm still kind of handicapped, but yeah, let's see. His wife's sister's husband. Okay. It's a little methy. It's a little bit. Let's see, we got, think it, got it. Thanks for Pitts. Okay. Like a nod. Hi, Freckle Joy, says Noe. Yeah, Freckle Joy. Come on, Freckle Joy. Get back in this party. Jump on in this party, Freckle Joy. All right. Hello, Digital and Diamond Eyes. Are you a member? Let me see. I have to look at this other computer to see your little icon. Oh, you are a member. Okay. Well, I was attempting it. I just don't know. I haven't learned yet how to take care of that. I'll get it sooner or later where I can click on you and give you a membership. That'd be great. Let's see. What's the topic? The topic is open chat, conspiracy theories, BS session, and who knows how far it may go. says, stick around and learn something. All black. All black. Okay, so get back to this. So I was thinking about Elvis lurking at mailboxes, and it reminded me of that early rumor that a neighbor saw three men dressed in black out her kitchen window. Anybody remember that? Luis says it's digital. It's pretty crazy about three people in black. Yeah, and there was a description of a person in all black. That's the concerning thing. That it's always hard to get through to people, get across to people. Hey, welcome in, or thank you, Kathy, for the membership. You became a member. Thank you so much. Uh, I think someone should call in, anyone with anything interesting. Hey, call-ins are welcome. Call-ins are welcome. Okay, let's see. Preckerson says, woo-hoo-hoo. See, if I had my little party horn, I would blow it now. But that was one of my favorite sound effects, as ACB well knows. Okay, let's discuss the Dropbox. That's something not talked about much. Yeah, we want to know about that damn Dropbox. What do you know about the Dropbox, Noe? What's the word on the street when you were housed with Keegan Klein? What was Keegan's word on the Dropbox? You got some juicy, fat details? Tell us about the Dropbox, sir. It was part of the dog walking lady story. Yeah, about the three guys dressed in all black. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. That's love hearts. I love that. And there he shows up. You speak of him and he will appear. Welcome in, ACB. I'm doing it for you in my head. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah. I'm going to have to just go ahead and get one, buy a real one and blow it in front of the camera. That'll be interesting. I'm guessing the killers had gloves on since we have no prints or DNA. That's what gets me about the lack of all that. I think how well were they gloved up and masked up? I mean, why? How no hairs fell off of these guys or were found? I mean, how well were these guys forensically protected to go in? It's almost like it's almost like they were in that gear, right? What do you call that gear? The full body gear. It's almost like they were in that, that they could do all that. Were they? Were the people who moved the bodies in like this full body protective medical gear from the fire station or something? I don't know. I've never really thought to that extent about it, but I always thought about the gloves and maybe mask. But what if they were in full body protective gear? Because some of them were law enforcement or first responders. Have we ever thought about that? It's a conspiracy theory for you conspiracy nuts. Yeah, well, where is Yukio? Yukio, we need you. Tell us about what the locals fear about that Dropbox. I mean, because word on the street is these locals fear this Dropbox and who's going to be named in it. I'm telling you, I saw a man wearing all black get out of the back of a police car, and that is in the helicopter footage you claim. And now when I go look for it, I can't find it anywhere, but they were parked at the edge of the cemetery. Well, go look at my helicopter footage because I duplicated the original file in 480p, highest quality possible, without any filters. So you'll get the clearest view if you go look at what I uploaded from a news station. Welcome. Happy Friday, ACV. I miss my sounds. I'm going to have to switch back. I'm going to have to switch back and get back onto that app where I can have all those sounds again. Eventually, let's see. Preckerson, he has a channel. Oh, there you go, Louise. Yeah, hazmat suits. Sorry, I was looking for it. I full body protective gears. Ever since COVID, I don't even know what to call that shit. PCP, is that what I forget what they called it. I don't know. Bunny suits. Yeah, that's the other term for it. The bunny suits. Okay, let's see. Four Pit says tactical. Tactical gear, tactical strikes. I don't know. Ron Logan said it was pristine. People who wear that in their jobs, yeah. Disposable coveralls, yeah, those things. That's what I mean. Were they wearing that when they brought these moved these bodies? Were they? Let's see. Disposable coveralls. Yeah, you could burn them too. Diamond Eyes, I was wondering if it could have been Liebert before she drove to mailboxes. Lisa, welcome in, Lisa. Lisa, thank you for coming in. All right, we got I mean, CSI left sticks, tree bark, and supposedly a fucking bullet. Yeah, how do you process a crime scene? You leave a metallic bullet. All the sticks that were on the girls? Did you even bring the leaf litter? You should have vacuumed up that leaf litter to go through with the fine tooth comb to find hairs. Why did you not collect that leaf litter under the bodies at the crime scene to go ahead and bring to the laboratory and pick through those leaves and see if you find any hairs or fibers? And how could you leave a bullet and the sticks? Didn't secure the cemetery. PPE, there you go. Is that what it's called? Personal protective equipment, PPE. Thank you, Amy. Did I say PSP? I don't even know. Hey, it's Friday. The story I'm writing started with the night I had a brief and strange encounter with Ron Logan about 20 years ago and turned into a story about a freshwater pearl. It may get buried in a sea of notebooks of unfinished stories. I have a few pictures of guys wearing white bunny suits at the scene of the crime, and one of them has shorts on in February and no socks, and everything else on his body is covered. The bunny suits. How did they supposedly follow every protocol and leave a bullet? I mean, I'm just confused too as to how much evidence wasn't there or was not recovered properly. How much did they leave? I mean, you're telling me some guys in full protective gear and head coverings and gloves put these bodies down? I mean, that they left nothing that you could use? Come on. What about when the end of the day, when the person is in the white car left and all of a sudden everybody left behind them, like they were protecting them? Anybody recall that? But I'll be happy to send it to you when I finish, as long as you don't mock me for my writing style. Why would I? I'm interested in the pearl, in what you were saying, okay, about it. That's what I saw. Skinny guy wearing all black, like he was wearing a tactical gear, some tactical gear. For this type of crime, how was not every possible route not secured? Yeah. And how was every leaf not picked up under those bodies and near those bodies? And stick. Didn't she say she saw him go into the bushes by the mailbox really early? Or that he disappeared. So he's lingering by the mailbox, and then he just disappears when she looks again. All right. Gabe Ellis's white car. Oh, it's weird, Prof. Probably not the best story I ever wrote, considering I know little to nothing about freshwater girls. Me either. Okay. Are you suggesting, Lisa Marie, that the man in black might have been a self-described but unlicensed bounty hunter who wears that type of tactical gear with black pants, black shirt? Yes, she is. That's exactly what she's suggesting, allegedly, I believe, ACV. So, okay. Oops. Well, I mean, maybe that evidence is in the same place as interview 214, 220, Holder, Westfall, and who else? BP, EMP, DG. Yeah, I'll leave this one up for a while because this one, this one here is rich. This one's rich. Thank you, Preckerson. Round of applause, Preckerson. Okay. A crayon breaks pretty easily under pressure. Yeah, yeah. Step on it. See what happens. All right. I've never considered that theory, but it resonates. Oh, you guys, I'm tired. Okay, let's see. Those names weren't hit hard enough. Exactly, Louise and ACV and Lisa. Lisa, yeah. Do we see who we think we see? Yes, Lisa. I mean, not Lisa. Louise, break down the crayon, please. Would you type a large comment about the plate crayon? Go into the crayon a little. Describe the crayon again, Louise. Maybe I am a conspiracy theorist, says Luna Ray. I never thought so, but now I'm thinking, yes, most definitely. Yeah, me too. Me too. I mean, this is where the conspiracy theorists hang out, isn't it? Tinfoil hats and all. Practicing, get rid of everything said the first week so the stories can be aligned. I've never been so dehydrated in my life. Gosh. Everyone is terrified of the crayon because crayons are deadly. Why is that? I think for good reason. Okay, at least we aren't out back burying bones. Welcome, all my conspiracy nuts. Boom, here we are. We find ourselves once again, gathered together, gathered together. Our tinfoil hats on, discussing the obvious, but hey, that's why we have to be out here. It's discussing. A crayon seems very disposable and not worth the mess to keep it together. There are export tariffs and import tariffs on crayons, just like anything else. Okay, spot on, for Pitts. Well, thank you everyone in the chat for watching. I mean, everyone in the Lurker crew for watching. But come on, join the chat. Everyone join the chat and please hit thumbs up. Forgot about that. Hit the thumbs up, y'all. Well, that's interesting you mentioned that, Louise, because that's what we've been working on. That is work in progress, and good progress is being made in that work. And so, we're trying to be able to prove. Okay. Good evening, all. I made homemade from scratch pizza. Oh, that's the best, Frenchie. Damn it, Frenchie. Now I'm envious of you. I wish I was doing it. Oh, looks like we have a call in. Hold on. Hello? 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 Oh, hello. That call failed. Hello? That call failed. Well, I had a call I was going to take on the air, but that call failed, unfortunately. All right, what do we have here? Oh, I've already missed. Oh, I was talking about Frenchie's Pizza. Yeah, Frenchie. Damn. The best pizzas I've ever had are the ones I've made, except for the Giordano's that I love in Chicago. I wouldn't make one that large anyway. I usually make nice small pizzas, but geez, good to hear, Frenchie. Lisa's trying to focus. Oh, what are you doing, Lisa? What is it that's requiring focus? Pardon me for the scratchy face, but I'm having a little allergy. Yummy. Sounds great. Did anyone that was at the bridge that day ever lawyer up right away? Welcome in, August Barnes, coming in, coming in, swinging the door wide open. Welcome in, August Barnes. Great one. All right. God, I'm itchy. A little allergy happening. Louise, the big box of crayons, all the colors. Oh, DP did? Welcome in, August, swinging that door wide open. All right. Well, that's interesting. Well, now we got a talk show. Damn it. Thank you guys for being here. Juicy. I did not know it was National Pizza Day. Neither did I. That's why I said, damn it, Frenchie. I ordered pizza from this place that has the best vegan pies in town, or more so, the only pies. Well, they would be the best. No, he's blowing me up. No, he stopped texting. No, no, he said it was a pocket dial. Okay. LMP, call in. Gosh, my allergies are itchy. All right. Your theories deserve to be heard. Call in. Love homemade pizza, says Lisa. So do I. That's what I was getting at. Okay. Anyone else for pits? I joined the chat, but I hate when I feel like I have so many questions that you guys are probably tired of answering. And Prof, Giordano's is the best ever. Hey, Megan. No, 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 no. You cannot. Uh, we're not tired of answering any questions or talking with anybody. Please, I mean, make it of utmost importance to ask questions that you have. Please don't feel you're not wasting anyone's time. Please don't feel that way. You're not wasting our time asking awesome questions. I'm not vegan, but I do like a good vegan pizza. I have a meat allergy and should be vegan, but cheese is like crack cocaine. The McCain's. Oh, what did I miss of Frenchie? Oh, there we go. Frenchie says, McCain's lawyered up right away. Oh, hmm. McCain's, I would assume they always have a lawyer on retainer. Megan, drop your questions. Yes, please. That's what I'm saying. Holder lawyered up as well, right away. 4 pits. ACV call in. Megan Z, go ahead and ask. Someone will most likely answer. Exactly. That's what we're here for. We rock. Why lawyer up if you got nothing to hide? Prof, that's me who called, but I hung up. That's so crazy. Okay. We will answer. Happy to finally have someone who wants to listen to me talk about Delphi. Well, I mean, would we be talking about it all day, every day if we didn't want to talk about it? It's the craziest thing. We obviously want to talk about it, and we are. All right. Oh, I'm missing so much. Let's see. Megan, we love answering questions. Conspiracy theorists love to spout off. They do. Louise, I am running on fumes today. Would not be a good use of time. I said, it is said that some associates hired a lawyer but not an investigator. Okay, maybe I haven't read all the new filings. Seems I'm missing something in the narrative. Yeah, we'll get in. That's my next show, okay? After this one tonight, the very next one, we'll be getting into the new filings. That's what I'm really excited about. So don't fret. That's one thing I'm actually excited about is getting to those new ones because they directly reference the 136 pages. So it kind of brings it full circle. It's interesting. It's great. So we'll be getting into that. So yeah, the new filings. We'll be catching up on that the very next time we do a live. Let's see. I know, right, Prekasant? uh, the belief ACB is yes. With what I know about Carroll County, I would have lawyered up if I got a parking ticket. Frenchie knows a lot about Frenchie. How do you know so much about Carroll County? Come on, tell us, man. Are you going to tell us, or are you going to Frenchie? I'm begging over here. We're over here begging. How do you know about Carroll County, Frenchie? Okay, I said it. I'm done. All I know is this chat is great, and I always have. But since it's now down to all these trolls, I don't know who is who, fake accounts. That's where I feel so lost. Yeah, it's like a labyrinth of bullshit you got to go through. I told my daughter never talk to Ellie without an attorney, and I told my son the same. Ask your top questions. Come on, AC, Megan. Megan, I promise you, we spend the rest of the stream, the show, just answering your questions. If you keep having questions, we'll keep answering them. That's the point of us being here together. Appreciate you guys for that. Okay. I just watched Jinx, Chris, and Chris Long messages. My mind is kind of blown, plus all of the troll videos Prof has put up. Well, I'm trying to show you just things that have happened. That's the point of those. Okay, Alan never lawyered up right away, and he came forward. Yeah, which is true. Okay, I went to jail one time for a parking ticket in Indiana, of course. What? What? For a parking ticket. These police are so fucking corrupt. In many places, almost everywhere. I believe this chat is troll free. Oh, don't speak too soon. They'll come in just because you said that, Louise. Don't be saying that. Yeah, it is a nice area of ACV. Okay, this chat is great. Thank you, Kathy, for joining too. I appreciate you coming in. I love when new people join the chat and discuss with your friends or your partners in the chat. It's a way for us to make use of this, make some value out of this resource. You know, yeah, a labyrinth of BS. It's difficult. It's difficult, Luna. All right. What's up, August Barnes? What's up? Thank you for being here, August. Okay, August Barnes. Kathy says, Prof, I changed my name. Okay, well, I don't know who you were before, so to me, you're new, but if you've been here, you've been here, and I appreciate that too. I'm lost. You know I'm lost. Looking at internet people, I'm lost as fuck, you know, all the time. This is the best chat. Well, this is a chat-centered show. Okay, all right, so let's see. It is difficult to watch justice being served with mystery meat. You're making me hungry, Fort Pitts. Just thinking about food. I want I want some canned ham. I want, you know, what I actually want, I'm craving right now is canned ham. Isn't that funny? I want some canned ham, kind of salty and all preservative rich and salty and shit. I want some canned ham right now. See, I'm trying to be pretty much gluten, minimally starchy, carby, and gluteny. So typically, I would love some Ritz crackers with some canned ham type of thing. That's all salty as a nice snack, and I'd love that right now. You're making me think of it, but I stopped buying crackers in the past month or two because I'm trying to not have uh, as much of that wheat. So, damn it. Okay. In my state, Colorado, if you do not pay a parking ticket, the state suspends all your license, driving's license, CCW permit, professional licenses, et al. Crazy. Is the I in here? Yes. Let's get the I on the panel. That's what I've been begging, but he's in here and he never wants to come on the panel. Maybe one day when this is all over, we'll get to hear I's voice. Okay, chat is dependent on the presenter, but without good people in the chat, the presentation can be the best ever and still suck. Well, that's why especially when we do these open chat sessions, like we do an open chat session, uh, without without the chat on fire, what am I going to talk about? Like the walls? I can tell you about the walls behind me. I think of my biggest and best questions at like 3 a.m. and freaking forget them. Yeah, me too. Always when I'm laying down to go to sleep, when I first hit the bed and I start thinking, that's when I have all my revelations. And then I forget. I had a couple of big ones at the end of the last live, but it was too late. I'm in the hot seat now. Yeah, though we did it. We successfully made you uncomfortable. Sorry, Megan. All right. They served us mystery meat in the Carroll County Clean. Ew, yeah, that's what I'm saying. The canned ham, the canned ham on some Ritz crackers. Don't ask me. It's like a salty thing, right? It's very salty. But you know what else I like salty? When I make New Orleans style red beans, I like them salty. You got to be careful with the salt, but I like them. I like that. Some things I like for the salt. Preckerson is sending out the bat signal. Well, I'm just going to shut my mouth. Okay, Lisa, you mean Raffi theories? I think something is there. Let's talk about the amusements business. Oh, Kim's Crypt. You guys know about Kim's Crypt? Okay, because we could really. Looks like I'm having an internet issue. Hold on. All right. Why is my internet weak? Kim's Crypt is one of the things that entertains me and it concerns me. And the campground. Okay, so what is the campground with a K? Oh, that's one too. Yeah, the Lafayette Boys Club, Frenchie. That's another amusement. That's a different type of amusement, isn't it? All right, Lisa, I agree. Okay. Megan says, "Oh, I remember one. What was MP's alibi for the days around the 14th?" And ACV says, "Lisa, the masks, and the masks showed up in the eye stereogram." Yes, they did. The Huddleston concerns me. The Huddlestons concern me. I'll just go ahead and say it, what I was intending to say. Try not to run my mouth too much on this camera, but yeah, the Huddlestons concern me. So there you go. I let it out. Supposedly on camera at work. But go check out the Nancy Grace clips on Don't Hate Create channel. Some whoppers get to it. Oh, let's take note of that. Please screenshot this comment. Please screenshot this comment. And please screenshot this one. Okay. I burned the popcorn. No, Lisa. Well, don't eat it now. Throw that out. Throw that shit out. Okay, I can't even imagine what they are discussing as food in the jails and prisons, or disguising as food. We need prison reform, but it seems like prisoners can just be locked away and forgotten about. So yeah, same with the schools. The schools are the schools and the prisons. Basically, they all use the same contractors for the most part. The food service, it's a nasty thing. Let's talk about Kim's crypt and let's talk about the campground. Salty smoked ham. That's what I'm saying. That's a snarky ass angel. It's a guilty pleasure that I would sometimes eat, but now that I'm off the crackers, like it's kind of hard to have that salty ass ham with no cracker. Okay, I'll have to leave. They are closing my building and I have to leave. They locked my building at 10. Oh, good night, Frenchie. The freaky clowns. Hey, Rochelle. Rochelle coming into the chat. Oh, welcome on in. Hey, it's chat discussion session. It's chat discussion session. So welcome on in. I find antlers very amusing. I have never been more thirsty in my life, I'm telling you. I'm all out. Oh, jeez. Good night, all, and stay strong and stay safe. Good night, French. My fellow Coloradian buddy, Frenchie, 6290, out. Wow, Rochelle coming in, swinging the door wide open, dropping bombs. Thank you, Rochelle. Great input. Great input. He's not in here. Oh, he was in here. We are all stressed out, and everyone's eyes or claws are coming out. Yeah, because you guys don't relax and you guys don't listen to me. Jesus. I wish I could see everything in EOA's videos. I really wonder if it's my eyes. Yeah, it probably is. It takes some looking at. But if you go into my channel, as far as the stereograms that ACB was referring to, I did post 2 videos of the 2 different stereograms that were incorporated into one of his videos, and that's what we were referring to. So if you go look at my some of my older videos, not lives, but actual video uploads, you'll find 2 of the I stereogram videos in which I show you the stereograms, and they're concerning. Okay. Okay. Good night, Frenchie. All right. Hey, welcome in, Laura. Fun fact, Sodexo, one of the largest prison food service providers, had a major hand in the proliferation of plastic cutlery. Welcome in with that interesting factoid, Laura. And they service all or a large percentage of the schools and prisons and jails. For a couple of years, I worked on what is considered a very prestigious hospital. The food was the absolute worst I've ever seen or have been forced to consume. Yeah, it was probably one of those contractors, you know, Aramark, Sodexo, etc. You too, Frenchie. Yeah, let's talk about antlers because Elvis Fields said that he placed horns or antlers on the girl, which means Abby, and they were found in the crime scene photos. We can clearly see that they were found over the hair, laid over the hair of the young victim, meaning that they were intentionally placed in a position to resemble some sort of horns or antlers. And I also told you that when I researched in mythology what the significance of that would be, it basically equated to wild woman. And remember that he said she was a troublemaker, and that would sort of equate to wild woman. Okay, you too, Frenchie. Can't hold my eyes open, says Kathy, Prof and Friends. Catch you tomorrow. Catch you tomorrow. Please watch the replay. Good night, Kathy. Okay, Rachel says similarities between Evansdale and Delphi are uncanny. Yes, they are, except the one thing is that Evansdale is much, much, much more secluded, but that's really it. There's so many uncanny similarities, and they could be related, in my opinion, says the prof. So I've heard that. Who was Pat Brown supposedly up? What was he doing with his truck parked at the cemetery? Well, that's a question for Frenchie, who just left, but maybe Frenchie will chime in on the comments later. But oh, yeah. What was Pat Brown out there in the cemetery doing? And did he lose his keys or not? And why? And where? And how? What will be the next steps we see from any court movement and proceeding? Well, I think we can expect that Judge Gull will continue to exercise her heavy hand, and so I'm sure we won't be surprised by the bold moves that are made. And I think, though, we have an excellent defense strategy and team and collective, and so it's very interesting that they always come back strong. And so I never mind it. It's just like this social media warfare. Uh, when things happen, you know, either way, it's positive because it's forward momentum. So yes, maybe the other side will do something atrocious, similar to Gull, but then that brings to light certain things for this side, and then we can formulate a response or an appropriate response to that action, and that's how forward momentum continues, and that's what's going on in this court proceeding. I see is that you have both sides are heavy-handed, so it's forward momentum. I can't see things others see too, Megan, but my vision is not the best either. Palladino's and Star Transport. Is there human trafficking coming out of Indianapolis and Central Indiana? Okay. The adult clubs need further scrutiny. Hunting Evil and Blaine started to get into that before Blaine got murked. Yeah, and remember I was saying looks like we're having some internet issues for some reason. Okay. All right, I'm trying to work it out over here. Sorry, I'm trying to work it out. Trying to get the signal to stabilize. I don't know what's going on with it. Evil. Blaine got into that before Blaine got murked. Hi, Laura. A knife was left in a tree in Evansdale, and a knife was in the log under Abby's head. Who says that? I've never heard that. Rochelle, I don't know if that's correct. All right. Me too, Sodexo, even here in Canada. Really? Bob Barker produced clothing and hygiene for inmates. It makes me wonder who else is connected to those clubs. Some of those creators, perhaps? Why do some of these creators do what they do? What is their motivation? Where do I find information about the scene? Pardon. I have Jinx coming at me in Discord. I didn't respond. Was cannot stand to see her all fake and kissing up to an Idaho 4 channel. I really like the guy, and it's a great channel. I feel protective. Greeno swears by no antlers, but then again, he said nothing wrong with the judge or that. Yeah, he's full of shit. Does anyone else remember an interview with BP, where she said she called PB and asked him to go search, and that's why he was there so early? Okay, I'm going to wait for someone to respond to that. Motorcycle clubs are related to adult clubs. 7 bridges versus 2 bridges in Delphi, right? And by that I mean Monon High Bridge and Wilson Bridge. Rochelle, the crayon is basically the PR for certain perspective, pure agenda, no regard for truth. And who's paying? Who's related? Okay. Older white vehicle in Evansdale, white vehicle in Delphi, caught on cam. What's wrong with people? My friend told me she thinks some of them are literally not human. Apparently, I attract CTs too. Pardon me. Who is Pat Brown? Every time I feel I've learned so much, I see there are so many dirty players I've never heard of. Let's talk about Pat Brown. Well, I wish we should do that when Frenchie's here. Uh, I'd love to do a Pat Brown discussion when French is in the chat because he adds so much to that discussion. Could they have mistaken the black SUV with the stickers she saw for RA's Black Ford Focus? Hell no. There's no way. There's no way. That makes sense. They be like a few others who may be pushing a specific narrative. Same with a few other criminals. I mean, well, we're trying to make it obvious to you guys, but it's been like very difficult because I know it's difficult. It's extremely difficult to understand. It's taken a long time. Uh, it's difficult to prove or show to people, but people do see it after some time. Like that's why I referenced sort of a labyrinth or a metamorphosis or a transition. You have to sort of go through it in time and come to the understanding once your eyes start to see it for yourself. The fog over your eyes, uh, your your uh, your cataracts of naivete have to start to disintegrate, and you start to see things for yourself before you understand what's really going on. Then, so it's almost impossible to show people or to explain to people. But that we nevertheless, yet that's what we have been trying to do is show it. Okay. No doubt human trafficking using the DUMs under Delphi, and apparently some were filled in around 2021. Tree Hugger, you're back in the chat. What up, Tree Hugger? Thank you for joining again. Let's see. YouTube app is updating. That would make sense because my signals, I have a big old nice signal and it's been dropping down to almost no signal. But not on my computer monitor. It's on the app's signal detector or indicator. So it's like it's in the app. It's not actually my signal coming to the computer. All right. PR is what it looks like because PR is what it is, but you would have never thought it. Who would think that YouTube would be filled with these PR agents in different channels pretending to be something they're not, like wolves in sheep's clothing? Who would think that there would be this many creators spread around on the topic of Delphi who would be part of a team tasked with doing PR? Okay. You're looking for the truth or pushing a narrative. You can't do both. Someone in town owned a black SUV with lots of stickers. And how were 20 people there that day? Remember Kelsey's statement that 20-something people were there? How? How? I mean, I remember that very clearly. I know I'm not hallucinating. The knife in Delphi under a log. Yeah, I've never heard that, ACB. That's what I'm asking. Yeah, what have you heard about that? What is that about? I don't know anything about that one. Knife under a log. Oh, that's where it's going to get a refill. Let me leave that up and go refill my water. Okay, we are back now. Lisa says he told Patty that he lost his keys. Later, Becky Patty said she talked to the wife and she said that never happened. And then Pat Brown was just there earlier that morning for the search. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at is the story changed, like many of the stories. We remember that. Okay, Blaine, I must have missed that story, and I'm wondering if he is someone I know from K-Town. You mean Kokomo? It's not super common of a name. It's not. Why is she in a different case? Similar in there's a possibility guy is innocent, or at least not enough evidence. Pattern? Will she act open-minded and start spamming the Discord with his guilt like I saw her? She thinks she owns Delphi and is a bully. Creatures of the night and conspiracy theorists. Here we are. Yeah, I know 3 bridges, but what I'm getting at is they were at 2 bridges. Or there we have 2 bridges in this narrative. We have Monon High Bridge and Wilson Bridge, in my opinion. We have 2 bridges in this story. All right. How many narratives are being promoted? 1. Okay. Pat Brown is super sus. Pat Brown. His truck was parked in the cemetery for many hours from the 13th to 14th. He claimed he lost his keys, but then he didn't. The story changed, and I can't even keep up with when and how and which one was first. The story's always changed with who found the girls and Pat Brown being in the truck there. The stories have always changed. I mean, kind of an indicator that something's not right because the truth should never change, right? When the truth comes to the surface, it never changes because it's the truth. Becky Patty appraised the Flora home prior to the fire. Of course she did. Her company, including, well, we'll leave it at that. Lisa, infinite POIs, infinite narratives, infinite layers of BS, whatever is needed to hide the truth. Many, many players. Many, many. Following the PR dynamics over time, it's fascinating. According to Mike Phillips, the black SUV was Paige Turley's. Okay, so Mike says the black SUV is Paige Turley. So much the defense has to question in trial. All these names: Pat Brown, Daniel Nations, DP, GK. What's this? Yeah, all of the names. MP. Now, who in here honestly believes that the defense is not going to tear apart Liggett and Holman and the PCA for the search warrant? I mean, really, who thinks that like reasonable doubt will not be established in almost every juror? Okay. Thanks for hanging out, August. Awesome. So my theory is a perp planned this crime well in advance, is intelligent, and did so to ensure the multitude of POIs making resolution nearly impossible. When did the FBI say they had a fixation with numbers? Did they say that? I've never heard that. Is that part of the profile that the FBI built up? Okay. ACB, I just read and closed a fact sheet that was verified in rumor, and that was on the verified list. Yeah, where though, but see, I've never heard of knife under log. So, I mean, who wrote this fact sheet? Because we always want to get down to what is the source and what is the receipt and the proof, because that's where we do speculate in ways that are positive to speculate, but I hate claiming as fact that which we do not know to be fact. Therefore, in that way, we don't encourage speculation in that direction. So I just like to know if you. So where did this allegation come from that the knife under a log, and who claims to have verified that fact, and how? What is the evidence? Okay, Jennifer's. I heard the lost his keys was a cover story for taken to the police station for questioning. Yeah, who found the bodies? Because the story changed on that. The story changed on that. Is it true? Well, we don't know if it's true, man. The statements made by the defense were that there's no indication that any video was ever viewed of Holder leaving work or coming into work or at work that day. So there's no video that was notated in the memorialization of that uh, talk with the office. But the claim is that he was at work, meaning he clocked in and out, but nothing on video. No video is known about. I have no clue what just occurred. Everything that Ellie claims seems off. I think you got it. I think you got it, Louise. Is Pat Brown still living in Delphi? Bridge at Evansdale. That's what I was saying. The bridge. That there are the similarities. Prof, did you get my email? No, I did not. No, I did not. Please check the About Me page, and you'll see the proper email address. Let's see. K-Town is indeed Kokomo, and how it always be referred to. K-Town is stank. Okay, I'm a proud conspiracy theorist, says Megan Z. They're only theories until they're proven. Yeah, then they become fact. Be careful, Megan, with that one. That one is somehow everywhere, keeping track of who is following which side, who is asking too many questions, who need to be kept in line. Yeah, well, the little attack dog, yipping chihuahua, troublemaker, chaos agent, demon of the night. Ellie said separate crime scenes. Yes. Death site, deposition site. Yes. I think they were killed by Wilson Bridge. I think they were dumped on Ron Logan's to set him up. I talk to my dogs when I say guys, my brain automatically hears down the hill. Let it go, tree hugger. Okay, let it out. Does anyone know for sure she's a local to Delphi? Not to Delphi, but near. Yes, nearby, Megan. Dark and weird. Yeah, they didn't see it. They didn't view the CCTV if there was CCTV, or at least if they did, they didn't notate it in the memorialized report, which is the concerning part. So, does video exist? Has it been destroyed? Did they ever view it, or did they not view it? Okay. Okay. Is Methville near Heel? Took me a minute to get one straight. That Jack Duty. Thank you for the laugh. The defense has been out lawyering and out investigating each and every one of them, from what it looks like to me. Megan, I'm only speaking of the actions and behaviors I've seen. That one is a gatekeeper, a little squeaky gatekeeper. She said she called Luis because he was a family friend and he lived very close, so he could get there fast. The FBO profile, law enforcement wouldn't release because it would give him too much. I said, I thought I did know him, and when you mentioned him going straight, I knew for sure that it is a Blaine. Not I knew or know or knew. Okay. My conspiracy-leaning mind seriously makes me wonder if she isn't bigger than Delphi. Who would know Fort Pitts? Noe? Who would know? Okay, Megan says, I'm 100% convinced that there are plants here in YouTube land, and many will be shocked too. Yes, I agree. And Facebook land. We will be shocked, allegedly. Got to take almost all of it from everywhere with a lump of something. Okay. Luna, did you personally know Kurtz or Ellis or Palladino or the Crayon? Luna says, I had some of my best days downtown Cape. Prof has documented much of this, agendas being pushed, money changing hands, crimes tangential to Delphi that people don't want discussed at all. Yes, and unfortunately, ACB, people don't like to hear it. Uh, they don't want to hear it, but it's understandable because it's almost something you would not be able to believe. But I've tried to show it, and the thing is, I've taken a lot of licks because even trying to show it, people don't understand what's in front of their face, and it's hard for them to it's a bitter pill. It's a bitter pill, and it's confusing, and people don't even know what you're showing them. So we've got a long road to hoe, but like I said, 2024 is, I believe, is going to be a bigger year, a wonderful year than we imagined. But we'll see. Luna says, I don't know any of them. Now that the dirt has come out on everyone and this case has gone full circle, maybe it's time to start at the beginning. Yeah, good idea. Perhaps we get distracted with all the lies and rabbit holes we were sent down, where there was so many to see. In my opinion, this is what you had. You had disinformation intentionally injected via social media, to distract, confuse, waste the time of everyone, to make it almost impossible to see the forest for the trees. This was disinformation in its purest form by a organized team on social media. And so lots of people were filled with inaccurate, baseless information. Uh, People's time was wasted. People were confused. That's what disinformation does. And some people are very good at it. And the professionals, I mean, look at politics. It's information warfare. Information warfare, a primary weapon is disinformation and Darvo. And it's been strategically employed by the PR team that is expanded out into YouTube and throughout all social media to help control this disaster. Okay. And the way that I go full circle, I start off with this timeline. Okay, let's look back at the timeline. Let's look back at the location or locations. You know, the most basic facts. Who was there? You know, timeline, locations, people there, like that way. Managing it conservatively and taking it step by step. Precedent suggests to follow the money. I has theories about a question that I posted earlier. Was it Tina Rodell that allegedly found clothing stuffed in her grill and had to call Ellie more than once to get them to come and get it? Intentionally uninvestigated. Doug Rice said it best, Bridge of Lies. Wow. Amazing. Amazing, Doug Rice. Bridge of Lies. Digital, she said it was her daughter who burnt her clothes in the grill. Burning of clothes. Tina Rodell. Now, in my opinion, that's not disinformation. Okay, so what you should do, absolutely, go listen to Tina Rodell. Go listen to Open Secrets. I believe that is not disinformation. Go listen to family interviews. I'm trying to catch up with the chat. Let's see. I'm starting to feel these cases and trolls are bullshit government propaganda or psyops. Well, I believe differently. I believe that the psyops could be the controlling of the narrative. So in other words, if the PR team is so highly organized that it's to the level of psyop, actual crimes that in order to cover up, they have escalated to the level of organization of something like a psyop. Is my feeling about it. That's my generalized feeling about what we're looking at. I'm sorry if I'm stressed today, guys. I know I'm stressed, but everyone's been stressing me out. That meth money has been passing through for a long time. Yeah, and it's everyone's been riding a train, in my opinion, and that's the problem. If you got law enforcement involved in that, they would have had incentive from immediately day one to help cover this up. You would like to ask me about Carter. Well, what do I know about Carter? I didn't know it was Tina Rodell's grill. Tina Rodell is your girl. That's not disinformation, in my opinion. Okay. ACB, I only know Blaine because during the pandemic, he started messaging me. We had mutual friends, but I didn't know him, and we struck up a friendship of sorts. Then I heard he died. Megan, it's a good question. I've speculated the obfuscation may be to protect ongoing investigation or to hide serious missteps by Ellie, like murking an informant. Yeah, ACB. Why? I mean, it's clear that it's happened. And see, that's the difficulty of trying to show people this through a YouTube channel. Even people I speak with as friends and have earned trust of and for it of over time, it's even difficult to get them to fully appreciate the level of what's going on because I understand it's unbelievable and it's cognitive dissonance. It's people are really resistant to something so unbelievable, but I think we know what we're looking at, and it's pretty obvious and out in the open, and there have been lots of proof exhibited and receipts shown, and so it's just a matter of time and strategy that people take that and look at it and put it together and relay it and make it make sense in other ways, because I can only make it make sense in my my best ability level with my skills. So surely others, they may be able to communicate it in a different way that others can understand better, because I'm just limited by my own limits of communication. So I'm trying in my best to show it clearly and without a lot of take my word for it or convincing. I'm just trying to basically show it to you in its most basic form, so that you start to conceive it, or the image starts to form in front of you in your mind that, oh, I'm seeing what's going on because I'm seeing these various things that are facts or receipts that have been demonstrated. It's not anyone's allegation. So that's the difficult part of conveying it to people. But I'm doing the best that I know, which is just by giving piece by piece. And over time, like I said, I think with everyone, it takes time to go through it. Like you really have to actually go through it, because the cognitive dissonance initially is so great. That's what I was saying the other night about being at the vanguard of showing this or revealing it. Tina Rodell is a huge name that's overlooked. Yes, I'm saying that that's not disinformation, which means it's worthwhile information, just like the interviews of Garrett Kurtz, Chris Mathis on the Open Secrets channel, and the interviews of the family by James Renner. I mean, these things are very important. All right. Something to say, love your channel, says Digital. Okay. Four Pits, do you know Tina or Megan? Oh yeah, Four Pits. Do you know the Rodell, Tina Rodell or Megan Allen? Four Pits? ACV, maybe close. Thank you, Digital. Snarky Ass Angel says, do you realize how many people have been killed over this case already? Yes, I think about 7 to 8, or maybe 9. It's my opinion. It's my conspiracy theory. Look, I have my conspiracy theory hat on. Oh, that's right. It's invisible because it doesn't exist. Digital, thank you for the hearts for something. Okay, let's see. Yes, I know that she is Christy Martin's best friend. Derek snitched on Christy. Christy did 9 years. Perp's original distraction from truth worked like a charm. That's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to explain to everyone. Listen, for 6 years, this succeeded in distracting everyone on YouTube and Facebook looking at the Delphi murders case in Reddit. For 6 years, this has succeeded. Okay. I'm not saying only I have been revealing, but there's a group of us who have been revealing what has been going on, including viewers who comment. So there are a handful of people who have been revealing what has been taking place and explaining it and showing it. But I understand the cognitive dissonance is level 150. It's extremely difficult. That's why that's the shock factor, because people you trusted, people you would not suspect, have been fooling you for 6 years as part of a team tasked with the PR and the controlling or the obfuscation of the Delphi murders narrative. Tina Rodell had the same filter over her picture, just like Libby's alleged Snapchat. Oh, I don't know about that. I know that Tina, I believe, told all the truth that she could. Worried Idaho 4 is to normalize this IgG, which should terrify every person in the world. I don't know. But isn't it interesting that the town is named Moscow or Moscow? When Idaho first happened, the most amazing thing to me was that at that very moment, we were at the highest tensions with Moscow. And then we had this unprecedented quadruple homicide happen in a town called Moscow. Tina's brother was shot when we were in high school. He lost his life. Oh my God. I'm sorry to hear that. Sorry, Tina. I'm sorry, Fort Pitts. It's tragic. It's just such a tragedy. How many tragedies surround this case? Okay. I have a theory about Delphi being some kind of manipulative tactic. If an informant gets murked, Ellie will do everything they can to bury that info, every level of Ellie, every time. Was Stephanie Thompson and Maya and Greg Ferenczi murdered? Were they murdered over the Delphi murders investigation? Or Flora? Libby's phone pinged at the same time the screenshot was heard. Did she almost get away and was it? I don't believe any of that, Rachel. Let's see. I have to ask, I'm still in shock. Is there confirmation that Blaine was married to AG? ACB, now I get what he was telling me about needing to get the F out of there. Oh my goodness. Sorry to hear, Luna Ray. Oh, I see. Here you go. On Carter, I don't know when, where I read you still have hope for Carter. I did for a long time. I really felt he was being threatened. That's how I read him in the very beginning of my dive into this case. Well, what I say is, how would we have any way of knowing? Okay, say with Holman and Liggett and Lesenby, you have a way of knowing. It has been confirmed. You have documents, you have discovery. What do you have on Carter? That's the thing about Carter. No one can show me anything to back up their feelings about Carter other than being simply feelings. So I'm the same way. I got nothing to show anything about Carter except this. My feeling is I think he's been speaking cryptically to the perpetrators this whole time and also messaging to the public pertinent points cryptically. So that gives me some hope that maybe Doug Carter is not one of the types like Holman and Liggett and Lesenby. But how would I know? Because I have to be convinced with evidence. And for me, these 136 pages do give us some indication that there is something festering in the unified command, meaning Liggett and Holman and Lesenby as well. But I've not been shown any proof that anything is festering with Doug Carter. Now, I know Joe Lewis has a different opinion, and that's fine. Joe Lewis and I, we can agree to disagree on very speculative points. I mean, there's no reason that people cannot agree to disagree because if we have the same mission in mind, the same heart at at in our hearts, you know, if we have if we're on the same path, we can disagree on various points and still go forward. And it's something these narrative pushers, they don't seem to understand that concept because it's not their intention. You know, their intention is not like Joe Lewis to go and push for this truth. Their intention is to do that what they are incentivized to do. You know, so Joe Lewis and I, we can go together forward with different opinions or speculations about Doug Carter because we're looking. The bigger picture is what the evidence proves we have to go with and agree on. Okay. So when the evidence, if any evidence should come about questioning Doug Carter or, or actions taken or motives, or if there's any receipts and evidence that is clearly exhibited as has been with Unified Command, then we can look at Doug and say there is a problem there. But as far as I'm concerned, anything regarding Doug is just speculation or theory because I'm looking for something like we have just gone through in these 136 pages that clearly demonstrates wrongdoing. Like you can clearly look at Liggett and see wrongdoing. Okay, so show me that with Doug Carter, and then I might agree that we have a huge problem with him. But without anything like that, I can't agree to that. I can just say everyone's allowed to have their own speculative opinion on Doug Carter because, you know, how would I know either way? But here's what I do know. I want to keep going forward for these girls. You know, and when things are presented to me, such as these 136 pages, then I can take that and move forward with that new information. Allen's press conference, October 31st, 2022. An occult date of significance, which oddly has happened more than once in this case, aligns with Old Gatekeeper channel, Rocky Cox, starting November 2nd, 2022. Why is it that you can say you think or you heard, but none of us can say that, and you keep saying it's not true? We're trying to come up with every single scenario. Well, I'll only agree to what I agree to. I can't agree to everything. I'll agree with what I agree with. If I don't agree, I'll just tell you I don't agree. Or if he was an informant trying to get info on me for that motherfucker who stalked me for a decade. If I say I heard something, I'm trying to verify if anyone else heard it. I'm not saying it like it's a fact. Same thing that happened to you in Discord. Yeah, if we are asking questions is different than stating facts. Okay. Tory Smith was murdered for exposing Doug Carter, ISP, and Mike Pence. I don't know anything about Tory Smith, but please include that in your email to me, Snarky. If you're able to email me, I hope you are. A 7-year-old, a 7-year-old. Can you guys can tell that I can't see my computer screen? 7-year cold case. That's why they had to leave or have RA to take the fall. Or is Alan involved? Is Alan involved? Just like with Doug Carter, I only have a feeling. And my feeling, because I have no evidence, so my feeling with Richard Allen is yes, he's probably involved in some way, in a small way, is my opinion. This is my opinion. I don't know it. Because nothing has been proven to show that he's involved, just like nothing has been proven about, to me, evidence-based, that there's a problem with Doug Carter, but also nothing's been proven to me evidence-based that there's a problem with Richard Allen. But I suspect that Richard Allen is probably linked in some way to this, which is why he was chosen as the person to target. The rabbit holes in this state are every damn where. Okay. Rachel, the bridge guy is a composite and a red herring. Probably not worth your time discussing. Yeah. It's clearly part of the manipulated social media imagery that was used to throw this case off from day one or even prior to day one. Independence Day, I'm out of here. Need an official verified list, and where could that come from? Not Ellie. So buried within the bridge guy image there is a Liberty Bell ringing back and forth. Okay. Lisa, I want to hear what you've heard. That's how we begin research. Oh man, I'm having trouble keeping up now. I'm lagging. Okay, let me try to rush forward. I'm taking a long time, I know. Okay, let's see. Lisa, that's why we ask many questions. JM said TR was from Flora. Thanks, Digital, says Lisa. Okay. I believe that as well about Doug Carter, says Louise. There are the new arrests in Indiana. Yeah, you mean of the 3 police commissioners? That's very interesting. Okay. Exactly, Prof. I do not understand the animosity towards others simply because you have disagreements in theories alone. That's what I'm saying. Like, what the hell do we know? We are working through this together. So it's theories. And we can have different theories, and as long as we're marching forward, but the whole thing that's been happening, it's totally illogical, which is why it raises red flags. And it indicates a certain thing, and it points to certain things. Okay, Megan says, Carter, his answer to the reporter the day Richard Allen was arrested, he said, no one has been cleared. Okay, he said that day. No one. He also said the FBI and every federal agency is available and at our disposal. So think about those 2 statements that Mr. Carter made after the arrest press conference of Richard Allen, he said, no one has been cleared. And he clearly said that the FBI and every federal agency is at his disposal. And anyone who's offended by me thinking that suspect is suspect too, yeah, right on. All right, yo, Luis says, ACV, that old dude blocked me in his Discord for pointing out something that about Richard Allen stated in the defense press release after they took on his case. We can freely talk about whatever we want in America. If you want communism, go to a communist country. Well, that's the thing I don't understand about the shaming for speech that's going on. When is the public of the United States of America not allowed and encouraged to exercise public discourse using free speech on current topics of importance for the culture and society, is what I mean to say. So public discourse in an open forum, exercising free speech, is extremely important in an open society. And so why is there such shaming and gaslighting for open free speech on an open public platform concerning an issue that is very important in our society, such as the Delphi double murders and the Flora fire, quadruple homicide, arson? I never followed a true crime case prior to this one, and I don't plan to again. It's a headache, Luna. Snarky Sass Angel claims that there is proof of Doug Carter child sex trafficking and murder. Well, email me, because those are bold allegations without me seeing any evidence of that. But like I said, the whole thing with Liggett, Holman, and Lesenby, it's laid out in front of you very clearly in legal documents that have a pedigree, so you can stand firm on that. And so to say that about Doug Carter, I have to be able to stand firm on it. Joe Lewis, Lil Joe Lewis, my man, and I see why he sees it how he does. I want to have hope for Carter. All right. Even people in Delphi said they were aware. Are you referring to the whistleblower guy who believed he was poisoned? I don't think Carter has ever included as a part of Unified Command. No, he wasn't. He always says a core investigative team. I think he's trying to stop a runaway train. Yeah, well, I already have indication from a very reliable source that Doug Carter is fighting internally. There's a cancer of corruption he isn't fighting, but I can't really talk about that any more than saying that. Did you receive my email? No, I did not. Please check the address on my About Me section of the YouTube page. Is Betsy Blair still stoned? Welcome in, Skip. Okay. 4 Pits is speaking my language now. I did not like it when Carter held up the sticky note with the names of the Flora 4 written on it. Somehow felt offensive. I do agree he's probably involved, gut feeling and other stuff, but not a lone wolf by far. Yeah, well, what I say is this. I don't know if he's involved. I suspect I feel he's probably involved as the lowest on the totem poles of sorts. But one thing I'm certain of, like something, is I'm certain there are others involved. And that's the thing that's at issue here. There are others involved, and so we want the others involved. This can't go away because of the lowest on the totem pole. No, we need everyone. And that's why we want to have public discourse on the topic or subject that's very important to our society, and we want to have it openly on the public in the public square, which the social media has now become, and we want to have it exercising our free speech. All right. Hey, welcome in, Carol. Carol has come in. Thanks for coming in and joining, Carol. We've missed you so far, so I'm glad you're here now. I wonder if McClellan came up with that or if it came from the group. All right. Post-it note had all 6 names on it. What's wrong with repeating the names of victims? Because these victims, speaking their names, you bring them forward and keep their names in the public sphere for or with the hopes that it will help in obtaining justice. Okay. They changed to young guy sketch because she kept bugging Ellie. I don't. Yeah. How? When does that ever happen? Okay. I can only imagine where that came from. Okay. Even all girl 6 scribbled on a post-it note seems flippant. It gives a trashy vibe. Well, I think we're also all hypersensitive about things that are not as important. You know, we're all hypersensitive about little minutia because of the emotion surrounding this case. And I think what we should be hypersensitive to is what is actually happening and who's the power players, and how do we fight it? By exposing it. Okay. You never have said why you believe what you do, Prof. Which part of it? I mean, I don't know which part of what I believe you're referring to, but I always try to say what I can say or what I feel comfortable saying. I try. I answer all questions to the best of my ability and my willingness. I'm just thankful that Allen has a lawyer who believes in his innocence. Well, they seem to believe in his innocence. I think regardless what they believe, I think they're all very strong attorneys, and I think that's very good, because I think the most justice can come out of this situation when you have a vigorous defense, okay? And should you have a vigorous prosecution and a vigorous defense, then you have a vigorous, hearty trial, and then a vigorous due process, and then you have a vigorous finding or judgment. Okay, so if we want the most justice out of the situation, we need to have vigorous attorneys and strategies on both sides, because that big fight, if it's held on a fair platform, which is the court of law is supposed to be, an unbiased platform, or even scales that are blind, if that vigorous fight happens there, then the truth always prevails. And that's what we want, because we believe if there are others involved, it will come out in this vigorous battle. And that's the way the justice system is supposed to ideally function. And that's what we want with this. This is why we want these attorneys, because we want good, vigorous attorneys and defense doing their job to balance the perspective of the prosecution. So we don't mind if the prosecution is vigorous. We just don't want them doing illegal things and unethical things, like the 136 pages demonstrate. No one knows. Some people do, but me, no, not me. I have no issue admitting fault, and will gladly do so just to end this nightmare. All right. I haven't totally eliminated anyone based on what we know about the investigation. He wouldn't say RA was the guy. No, he wouldn't. He said the judge signed the probable cause. Yeah. You see what I mean? It almost indicates that he's fighting. That's an indicator. But one thing I won't do is adopt this weird cognitive dissonance that has seemed to have spread far and wide like a viral epidemic that would put COVID to shame. Snarky, I do go to Tory Smith territory, generally speaking. I just need to confirm that there are no lies between the true details. Just in the nightmare. Anyone eliminated might have been eliminated under false pretenses. Yeah, that's what the 136 pages just showed us. As far as Brad Holder, Patrick Westphal, and those guys, they were Elvis Fields, immediately eliminated. But it seems like that was a little, preemptive, or it should, that shouldn't have happened. It appears that they should possibly be being looked at. I don't believe DP is BG, but his role in the investigation is much larger than they want you to believe. Something says, I don't believe there is proof of Doug Carter trafficking and murder. Well, that's why I say I have an extremely high bar for being convinced about proof. So, I have a lot of expectations before I make a determination of that sort. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence, right? Can't determine what your correct email is. It's on my About Me page of the YouTube. I dream about it at least 3 times a week. The more the defense has made clear, the more questions I have. And that's a great thing. See, that is a positive to take out of the situation, isn't it? I mean, those 136 pages, why do you think I took the time to bring us through that? Because the points being brought to light from that document open our minds up to bigger questions and things we haven't considered, and also reveal things that had not previously been revealed from discovery, like Liggett's misrepresentations in the PCA, which everyone took for gold. And that PCA, people ran for months and months and months thinking Muddy and Buddy was a real deal. And now we know the real deal. Uh-oh. I'm thinking I'm losing the chat. I'm trying to catch back up. Okay. I do not believe these defense lawyers would be fighting this hard for someone involved. If he was involved, I believe they could have arranged a plea deal. Yeah, but also their duty is to defend. So they may be convinced of his innocence for their own feeling. They may have knowledge of his innocence, or they may have knowledge of his involvement. We don't know the situation, but I think the most concerning thing, or the more concerning thing, is that look at what the 136 pages revealed, and look at the actions of the prosecution or the state. Look at the actions of the state in this case. Prof, your video of the Florida 4 tribute and the music gave me goosebumps. Awesome, Diamond Eyes. I'm glad you loved it. That meant a lot to me, and nobody hardly watches it. It's a shame. I was describing to a friend how I get 10 times more views on the videos that are Delphi related, and the video that's Florida related, 10 times less. And it's a shame, because it's a beautiful video. He said he looks at the sticky note with Abby and Libby's name every night. BP showing the jar of sticky notes from Abby's schoolmates. Okay. Of course, everyone is entitled to their opinion. Yep, I agree. And mine are only mine, and I agree. Okay. You're absolutely right, Prof. We all have our own personal experiences, biases, and triggers, which can get a little messy at times. But always remember that we can agree to disagree and still respect one another. Yes, and we're moving forward, which is the positive. Motion to dismiss won't happen. No, because look at the judge. Just look at her. You got to do a profile on Judge Gold. Do your profile. Based from experience and from observation, she's going to blanket she's going to blanket deny. Skip says, Louise, I think you have very accurate beliefs. Sometimes evidence isn't just laid out to us, it's scenario based. We're all trying to get confirmation. Yes, that's why there's different levels of it, though. That's what I'm getting at. So you can have a level that says, this is the word on the street. You can have a level that says, we put this together from circumstantial angles, and so we have this circumstance. And then you can have, your greater levels of evidence, which are fact-based and documented and, forensic. And that's, unfortunately, like where I try to speak from the highest, most forensic evidentiary, evidence-based or evidentiary level, and I rely on that word on the street to tip in things to further explore, to try to find that stuff. So my job, I listen to the word on the street. I listen to all the conversations, what's said, the murmurings, and all of that, and I use that to give me indications of where to look for better, to plumb those things out or investigate them, to look at them and say, well, does that have merit or not? And can I find anything solid on that I can present and that's at a higher level? And that's what I do. And I've been trying to show people and explain to people that is what I do. That is my role. Lots of chat to track. Yeah, we're going pretty long now. We're 2 hours. Okay. We have very few pieces of a 5,000 piece puzzle. Yeah, Liggett's cleared Holder. That's what I was getting at with the conundrums or the contradictions in 136 pages. So those guys have been cleared, but Doug Carter then says no one's been cleared. Blanket. As recent as October 31st, 2023. No, 2022. Okay. Richard Allen's arrest press conference, he says no one has been cleared. We have the FBI and every federal agency at our disposal. And to me, what that means is no one's cleared at all. We have the feds at the highest levels at our disposal working on it, and no one's been cleared at all. So that means everyone you're reading about allegedly cleared, that's why we are free to speak as a public discourse. We are free to speak in this way. Because had Doug Carter come out as a representative for ISP, or had the FBI come out and spoken and said, absolutely, these individuals have been cleared beyond a reasonable doubt, and they have relayed that to the public, then we should not be alleging that they are wrong. We should be more restrained in our speech. Okay, but the fact that the number one representative of this entire case, that spokesperson is telling us no one has been cleared, which then says you are free to discuss POIs. Because anyone you discuss the claim cannot be made that they have been cleared. So as far as the guys in these 136 pages, they have not been cleared. Just because Unified Command irresponsibly or very flippantly quickly cleared them for whatever reasons, that's not the most current information. The most current information to the public by the spokesperson from the ISP to the public, Doug Carter, says no one has been cleared. Okay, so that's the most current, up-to-date, vetted information on who is cleared or if anyone has been cleared. And the fact is, no one has been cleared. When they erase evidence, even if it was only negligence, ends the chance for a fair trial and can't put people to death for nothing. Carter says no one's been cleared. Who is GP? Geraldine Prater. Geraldine Prater. Geraldine Prater. I saw, Betsy Blair saw the girls walking directly in the path of a man on a bridge and went missing shortly afterwards. Once you know why they disregarded her statement, everything falls into place, says Skip Jansen. August says, the rest of my life would be spent trying to find out who killed my daughter, yet not one word from Derek in 7 years. I'd be in that police department every day and on TV. Yeah, I'd be on TV. I'd be on the news. I'd be out at parades with a huge poster. I mean, I'd be, red flags. Prof, do you remember when he says he wakes up every day worried that something has happened to another one of his troopers? Yes, I do. Or one of his troopers. Yeah, either way. I mean, but he would, right? He would, because he loses colleagues. That's part of being in law enforcement. It's expected. That's the expectation. You're going to lose colleagues. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that statement. Why is something being made out of that statement? I don't find any problem in that statement. I'm sure he does wake up every day wondering if he's going to get a phone call that another trooper's been killed in some way. I mean, based on character discernment, I choose to believe the defense attorneys in this case. Well, I believe they are good guys, is what I believe. Ghost blanket denial of every motion the defense puts down reeks of a cover-up. Yeah. Something to say says that's what we all do, Prof. That's the role of all of us. Okay, so why do you argue then the fact that I post verifiable receipts that are important in this public discourse? What is the problem that you guys have with me for posting public receipts that are verifiable? What is the problem there? That's my role. Because you don't see the relevancy of those receipts? Or you assume what those receipts refer to? Well, that sounds like the perceiver's problem. Okay, so the perception is the problem there because you don't understand what you're looking at. So, that's why I do what I do. Carter might not have been aware of what? No, trust me, Carter is aware whether anybody has been cleared or not. That's what I'm getting at. Carter is aware. He knows if there's someone cleared or not. So he's the official spokesperson for the law enforcement agency, which is tasked with investigating the Delphi murders. His statement bears weight, and it's a recent statement. It's not a 2017 or 2016, 2019 statement, that is a recent statement. So it is the most recent statement by the agency charged with investigating the Delphi murders. That is why I take that as fact. They've been railroading people in the state since its inception, but this media coverage is unprecedented, and they did not account for that in their master plan. Well, that's why this is over. That's why I say that the game is already over. The dam is already burst. It's already done. It's done. Now we just have to wait for time to pass for it to continue to play out. But this is done. It worked for 6 years. Now it's not working any longer. I mean, do you guys get the optimism and the point I'm making? It worked for 6 years. It did. It worked for 6 years, and now it's not working. Okay, so the plan failed. Too much attention on this. You guys are having great comments in this chat. I'm trying to catch up with you, but I just want to put these great comments on the screen. Okay. Noe continues to text me when I asked him not to. Come on, Noe. All right. Let's see. I do believe Carter as of now, but I was very disappointed when I saw Holder was cleared not once but twice. Right, but not by the most recent word, like I am alleging or asserting. No one's cleared. This thing goes to the very top of the pyramid of power. Nothing wrong. I was curious if you made that statement before or after Stephanie Thompson. Figure of speech in which apparently contradictory terms appear in conjunction. Fashionable rhetorical novelty. Yes, the receipts are not relevant. In your opinion, with your limited knowledge of what you're looking at, you are not explaining it to us in a way anybody could understand. Yeah, because do you want me to incriminate myself or get myself into some kind of trouble? Is that what you're trying to do to me? I don't owe anyone an explanation that I'm not comfortable giving that could be used against me. So you're gaslighting. My receipts are extremely relevant. You don't know what you're looking at right now. So therefore, you don't know how to perceive what receipts I've provided, and I provided plenty. You seem to like ACV. Go ask him about my receipts. Until then, leave me the fuck alone about it. Yeah, Carter is a spokesperson. We understand that, right? He's a spokesperson. He's not an investigator. Doug Carter is a PR guy. He's been trying to convince the public that a pile of shit is actually a bed of roses. Well, that's more like it, Skip, most likely. I think that's where the nefarious smell, that's where the bad smell off of Carter is coming from. There's a pile of shit under his feet, and he's trying to tell us it's roses. But I think he's also been speaking directly to the perpetrators, and he's been cryptically signaling to us as well. You guys don't realize that the public is part of this entire strategy. Like that's what you're not getting through your heads. The public discussion is part of the impetus that causes and demands justice from law enforcement and the higher authorities. And so this public discourse is crucial to the strategy to this investigation. So what we are doing is vital to this investigation and this strategy, this tactic becoming successful in providing a result of, uh, of, of bringing all the perpetrators of this crime to justice. And no, receipts are not are irrelevant. That's what I think I've already explained that, so I'll just move on. I see it as he's trying to make a pile of shit. He doesn't know that they are a pile of shit. I think he knows it's a pile of shit. But see, the public has to demand that house be cleaned. I mean, the most simple way to put it is, we're going to say it simply. The public has to demand that house be cleaned in Indiana. Something to say has not been a friend to me. What she's been to me is she's hounded me that I'm full of shit and that all my receipts mean nothing and that I'm delusional or something. And she can go to hell. I mean, look, you're not going to say that. Okay. Matter of fact, here you go. Good night. All right. I don't care if you like it. I'm not here to make friends or appease you. So, what makes me nervous about all the YouTube creators fighting is, who do you trust when everyone seems connected in some way? Well, you watch what they've been doing and what they do. Carter probably views his theatrics as passion. I was here at the party earlier, but I just came back. I had to leave for a minute. I'm going to do what I do, and I'm going to go tell you to go fuck yourself because right now you sound like a narcissistic fucking pig. Well, that's nice of you. For what? For telling you the truth? Okay, well, we'll deal with it like this. Okay. Now, let's see, where was I? I think Carter probably views his theatrics as passion. Well, he's got some strategy to it, but he's also kind of a weird guy. If you ever go back in time and look prior to Delphi murders and watch him speak, you'd kind of be astonished because he has that bizarre way of presenting even before all of this. So it's kind of like you got to go and get to know that part of his persona and then come back to the Delphi stuff and see how, half of what you're seeing is just his natural awkward way of communicating. But then half of it is strategy, I'm sure, of how he's communicating and what he's communicating. He sometimes comes across as disingenuous. I know what it looks like. He's a strange guy. If you leave your hat in a lion's den, would you go back to get it, Doug Carter? Well, it's not cleaning house. It's like I know what I'm talking about, so I'm not going to argue with the gaslighting. What do you mean, Louise? There's a wedge I don't know about? No, I know what the wedge is. I know about a wedge right now, but that's why I know exactly what's happening. Is you got a bunch of people who are trying to fucking divide and conquer. And that's fine. Let them continue their attempts. But what are you specifically referring to, Louise? Because they're trying to divide and conquer, and it's kind of working, as you can see. Weird shit happening in these chats. Yeah, isn't it? All right, let me find out. I think I've caught up. Wow, amazing. All right, let me see if I missed anything. It's something more, Skip. Look at his previous interviews, but there's something special about his presentation of Delphi. Yeah, it's a whole interesting thing, but I really recommend going look back before Delphi and get to know his baseline. You got to look at what is Carter's baseline persona before Delphi murders. Then carry forward and look at him post Delphi murders, and you'll understand that half of what you're looking at is just his strange persona to begin with, in my opinion. There sure is divide and conquer. It's a lot bigger than anyone knows. Oh, I agree with you, Louise. I agree with you that there are kind people, but there's a effort to divide and conquer that's obviously being successful. But that's again, you're gonna. That's why we wear the uh, tinfoil hats, because you have to strip down the cognitive dissonance is that's what these divide and conquer agents, they're successful because of the cognitive dissonance they reinforce. So people can come in and try to take this in, and because they've been speaking and associating with those who are exercising this mo, they don't even understand. They don't even understand that the cognitive dissonance is just too much, and so you get reactions like that. And hindsight will be 2020, and people will apologize at some point someday because they don't understand what has been happening and who they are talking to. Like, you don't understand who's controlling all of this. And some of them are your very best friends. That's why you can't fucking make friends on YouTube. There's weird shit happening in all the chats I've seen today on several YouTube channels. Well, Louise, instead of gaslighting, message me and make me understand. Send me a private message. Make me understand so that I understand what you understand. And maybe we can go and converse and you might understand what I understand. Because everyone has come at me the past 48 hours with this type of, I clearly see there's divide and conquer, okay? And everyone's coming gaslighting and shaming. And I'm looking at it like, what the fuck am I doing? I just went through a week of reading the 136 pages. That's not good enough? Carter is fine when scripted, but when he's not, he starts saying stuff like a sketch isn't a photo, but if you put the two sketches together, you get a photo of Richard Allen. Did a little research on land acquisition a while back, and there's a long history of weird land deals. Yes, and contentious. All right. I think I have made, I think I have a much better understanding now. You see something is off, well, please message me. Help me. Like all you guys who are doing this, why not just help me? You know, instead of shaming uh, and all of that, why don't you help? And if you help, you may be helped. It could be mutual benefit. Like help the situation. This because this what's going on in the chat tonight, it doesn't help the situation. Okay. Your receipts ain't shit, they're irrelevant. Oh, really? Okay, good. You'll find out. Skip, when he stutters, he's trying to drop a clue without saying something he doesn't want to say. He tries to say, I mean, in my evaluation of his uh, communication, is that he's trying to often speak directly to the perpetrators and tell them specific things to make them uncomfortable. And the other half of it, he's talking directly to the public to drop nuggets cryptically for them, for the public to then try to understand and maybe subconsciously to start to gravitate towards and plumb out and follow. And that's my opinion of what I see Doug Carter attempting to do. And I think it's probably makes perfect sense because if you've ever watched any detective shows, you know that they always and only use press conferences strategically. So press conferences are not press conferences. Press conferences are not public information dissemination uh, vectors. Press conferences are strategic communication pathways to achieve a goal that is important for the investigation at that moment. So press conferences and press is used as a part of strategy by detectives. So when they get to a place and they say, hey, I think the best call right now is to, we need to do this with the public. And so they come out and they do a press conference for a particular reason. Maybe they're observing some perp who they want to see do something different because they've indicated something in a press conference. Or maybe they're trying to have the public uh, aid or assist in some way and with their response. So press conferences are 100% of the time strategic employments of the PR and public information and investigative strategy uh, personnel using the media. And that's what press conferences are. So you have to sort of clean the slate and understand when you go to a press conference or when we're observing these press conferences, understand exactly we're discussing vectors in time in the investigation that particular press conference was deemed strategically necessary and beneficial to the investigation as a whole. That's what a press conference is. The reason we don't help is nothing against you, is an issue of trust. Not that we don't trust you, but you yourself just told us not to trust anyone, which is honestly very good advice. Yeah, because you're on the internet. You don't know these people. Press conferences or watching press conferences is my favorite spectator sport. Okay. And I think we've caught up with the chat. Well, damn, I pissed off enough people for tonight. That was exciting jaunt through a Delphi uh, open chat, word on the street, YouTube streets. I think we made it to a good place to wind it down. Um, wow. Sorry for everyone for all the misunderstandings, but what can I do about it? I mean, I can only try to be most honest and real with you at any particular point in time. And that's what I'm doing. Agreed, but I'm not sure any style would work when investigators are erasing interviews. Destroying evidence, erasing interviews, which is a form of destroying evidence. Lying, misrepresenting, all the things that happen and we have evidence of happening. Now I ask you to open your minds. You know that social media has been used since day one in the Delphi murders cover up. What makes you think that anything about that has changed? Okay, you know that social media has been used since day one. What makes you think that anything about that has changed? That means that various individuals on social media from day one have used it to participate in the Delphi murders cover up. What makes you think that that has changed now? Okay, so if it has not changed, that means this very day, social media is being used to cover up the murders of the Delphi murder victims. This means people you may or may not be familiar with under various accounts in the social media space are likely, there's a possibility that some of those interactions you have been with individuals operating behind social media, covering up the Delphi murders investigation, and you don't know it yet. Social media has been used since day one, and it is still being used to this very day, in my opinion. Interrogations, those are good too, but only if there isn't a narrator speaking over the whole interrogation. Yeah. Right. All right. Yeah. Well, wow. What a Friday night party! But it didn't turn out. It pretty much started as a party, turned out into a drunken disaster. But so you have it. this is uh, this is what we call growing pains. Tough road ahead. Learning experiences are always difficult, especially when there's a lot of cognitive dissonance and prejudice already built up and perceptions. So you think you know people. So let's take for instance precusant here. Now you think you know precusant because it's an account here in the chat. Well, I guarantee you, hardly no one knows precusant. I mean, I barely know precusant. Uh, I guarantee I probably know more of precusant than 99% of you. So this is what I'm getting at is it's extremely difficult to know people on the internet. And so when you're dealing with a case that potentially has people on social media strategically organized to control the Delphi murders narrative, you don't know who you're dealing with or what you're dealing with. We know social media has been used since day one, and I believe it's still being used to this day. So maybe you'll pick up what I'm putting down. You understand what I'm saying here? Welcome in, Shiraz. You're back. Boom. Welcome in. Thanks for coming back. Read through part of the community page post. Oh, read through part of the community page post. That Silk Road article was really interesting, wasn't it? Now, here's the other thing about that. Do you know that Mark Roberts uh, is a name tied directly into Silk Road? Okay, correct. And if you know that, then possibly you would also know that Mark Roberts was arrested and sentenced for his part in the Silk Road. You may also be aware that there is another Mark Roberts uh, who has not been arrested and is on the run for being part of that same Silk Road enterprise. So something interesting is even the name Mark Roberts, Mark Pirate Roberts, it's relevant. Okay, so for informational purposes only. These are great until that blasted intro music blares. Oh, those are great. Oh, you mean the mind shock? The mind shock. I'm not saying anyone's drunk. I was speaking metaphorically. I was speaking metaphorically. You know, like a party when it starts off great and everyone is getting along and nice and things are beautiful, and how a party can devolve into a fight. You know, end of the night, everyone get a little lit and shit faced, and all of a sudden you got some guys fighting or some girls fighting or some couples fight. You got fights because everyone's gotten all shit faced and drunk because it has deteriorated. That's what I was alluding to, metaphorically. That if you have a branded account, it might not let you member yourself. I don't know. I don't know. I'm confused. Cognitive dissonance time. Prof, I know you. Yes, I know you a little. I know you a little. But I know you much more. That's what I was getting at. I know you 99% more than probably most of the viewers. So that's what I'm getting at is you can't assume you know anyone on this internet. And if you're dealing with people using social media in an organized manner to achieve some ends regarding the Delphi murder investigation, both positive and negative, you're dealing with things you don't understand and that might be hard to swallow and hard to see and hard to conceive of even that, therefore the cognitive dissonance. Trails are not safe for 7 years now. I would agree with that. I don't think the area is safe. I think Delphi itself is a dangerous place to go to. Yes, be safe. I'm not getting at what you're saying because I'm not concerned with people in the chat for the most part. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I'm not concerned with people in the chat. Pirate guy, yeah, Dread Pirate Roberts. Okay, Dread Pirate Roberts. There were two of them. One is in prison, one is running free. You mean the troll accounts changing names and non-troll accounts? Many people change names all the time, both trolls and non-trolls. Dread Pirate Roberts. Preckerson is not Mark Robert. I can confirm she's female. I know that much. For the most part, people who participate in these chats are more likely very similar to myself. Sure, I've come across, I don't know, maybe two people in these chats that I got weird vibes from. Well, exactly. Exactly. And that's a fact. Okay. But here's the thing, the odds are, though, that there's still a small percentage that you will encounter who are possibly a part of this strategy to use social media to cover up the Delphi murders. And it's unavoidable. Prof, I appreciate your receipts on here and in your Discord, although that conversation between Mark, Robert, Cohen, and Amanda was hard to get through. It was like two patients in a mental ward. Well, and it wasn't very incriminating in any particular, the thing is, it's over the course of the whole thing, which is a lot, there were incriminating things. So it's sort of like a needle in a haystack. You got to go into those thousands of messages and find the nuggets, and it's a lot. But there were some concerning things in there, in my opinion. That's why I posted it for your perusal. All right. It's dangerous. Sorry, posted that membership comment, not realizing my feed was hours behind you all. Just popped in a moment ago. Well, welcome in, Shiraz. That's what happened. I knew you were referring to that, though. I figured that's probably what happened. Okay. Good night, Lisa. Yeah, we're ending it. Good night, everyone. Good night, Lisa. Okay. Like at a party where everyone's talking, no one listens to each other. Mind shock. Good night, Prekison. Diamond Eyes. Sorry, Mark had an agenda since day one, but I'm sure he or she is a nice guy. With the talking point they came with is nice guy. I'm on your side, Prof. Well, thank you. Prof, you're the common denominator here with all the drama you're perceiving here tonight. What do you mean? You and Lisa Marie being mean in the chat? How am I? Yeah, you're in my chat. So obviously I'm going to be, no matter what is said in my chat, I'm going to be the common denominator because you're in my fucking chat. Bingo. Okay, you got that one right. Drama I'm perceiving. I'm not perceiving drama. I'm perceiving you gaslighting and shaming. And Lisa Marie was pissed about something. So yeah. So I'll go ahead and, if you want me to time you out again, I mean, I'm not going to accept it from you anymore. So all right, I agree with you, Prof. But where we might disagree, not sure your take, but my concern is with creators who may be subtly driving a narrative. Well, I think that what's happening is you have creators who are incentivized to do a certain job, which is a false narrative to distract, disinform, and slander and discredit anyone who's shining a light on what's going on in Delphi and the Delphi murders investigation. That's what I think is happening. Why are they doing that? What is the motivating factor for them? Story of my life, never kept up with the class. Well, story of my life. Yeah, guys. So thanks for dropping in tonight. I appreciate that. That was a really that was a lengthy and action-packed chat, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. I value your time here in the chat. Thanks for contributing. Couldn't do it without you. I'm with you, Prof. I know several people that have been on social media to push Ellie's narrative, and I've dealt with some of them directly. Yes, well, I tried to just be as direct, honest, and straightforward as possible, and people don't like it because, I mean, all I get is negative feedback. But hey, I'm not in here to make friends or to sort of like to tiptoe through the tulips. I'm not. I'm here to make the most use of my time that I'm taking away from other things that are more important. I'm taking away from other important things to make use, to have time here. So I want to make use of this time. Just like any of the time, making community posts, I'm making use of my time. I'm not just wasting my time whining and distracting people like these people want you to think. So they want you to think that. I question their motives. It's like something to say, what the fuck is your problem? You're making me question your motives. Because in my opinion, it's not the creators who are obvious about their bias, but the ones who pretend to think one thing, then turn on a dime from 1 minute to the next. Yeah, we've seen a lot of weird shit in the YouTube streets past couple days. I appreciate your answers. Thank you, Megan. Do you think your receipts will eventually show interference with an investigation? Yes, I do. Obstruction of justice? Yes, I do. Stalking and harassment? Yes, I do. Um, what's the other one? Hindrance? I mean, there's probably a lot of charges that my receipts can help provide evidence for. Okay. All right, guys, we're out of here. I am tired. That was a good one. 3 hours of nice talk with the chat and a couple little upsets, but I'm sorry about that. Can't control it. But you saw my Jack Nicholson. You know, I feel just as wacky as that photo, and I'm sure all of you do after this roller coaster. Also, while I have a long history of naivete, or so I'm told, and I have more than likely trusted people I shouldn't, but came to YouTube looking for information, not friends. Whoa, boom. That's a great statement, Luna. I'm afraid this is going to sound so rude, but it's a sincere question. I feel like you said you were just into the case a few weeks. Who do you mean, Prof? Do you mean me? Do you mean me, Megan? Oh, you said to Luna. You're asking Luna. No, I don't think that's true. You're thinking about Rachel D. Rachel D said she was a couple weeks into the case. Rachel D. Some of these creators are doing some Sabbatine Frankism, making everything upside down and ass backwards, misleading and deceiving. Have a good night, Prof. All right. I say that, but I really do love y'all, even the trolls and the aggravators. Well, like I said, you have to look at it this way. Both sides making noise is actually for the benefit of the girls in the end, because what's going to come out of that vigorous fight is truth. Okay, so the vigorous fight, it's for the betterment of the whole conversation. Like, yes, it would be better would they not be doing this, but because they are, then the truth has to be shown into that. And the way that that's going to happen is that the fight becomes a bigger fight, and then as it resolves, the strengths will show themselves, and the truth of both the claims of both sides will be looked into more, because this case has drawn so much attention worldwide. Abby and Libby are absolutely two of the most blessed murder victims that have ever been, because think of all of the cold cases where there's no eyes on them whatsoever. There are cold cases where there's no detective's eyes on them. Okay. There are cold cases where there's no public eyes on them. But in this case, you have a cold case of sorts where you have the world's eyes on it. You have the Delphi murders investigation. You have the world's eyes and focus intensely on this situation. Well, that's something that every family member of a murder victim should want in in a cold case of this sort or a case of this sort, because you want the whole world working on this so that there's pressure and there's heat applied and there's undeniables and there's arguments and points to debate. You want all of that attention on this so that the truth will actually come out. The attention benefits and makes the cause for justice more likely. Okay. Like Abby and Libby are so much more likely to gain justice because of the worldwide attention on this case. And so that's something to be thankful for, because not all murder victims have the world's attention on their murders such that justice can be served. So that's where we are, you know. So these vigorous debates and these intense emotions and all the bullshit, um, it's drawn the world's attention to this whole clusterfuck of sorts, and that particular, you know, cauldron, that boiling pot of that frenzy of activity and that intense focus on everything that happens, it's going to it's going to be like the it's toughening the steel. You know, that attention is going to be it's like the forging process, and we're toughening this steel, and then out of that pressure and that heat and that intensity, is you're much more likely to get a resolution to this crime, and that's all we want, right? So that's why I'm optimistic, because all this scrutiny, it's for the benefit of the victims, and so no matter how much gaslighting goes on and how much they tell you, don't, you know, they'll say, don't question things, and don't ruin, you're gonna, you know, you're spreading misinformation. They say all the things in the world to shut up the public conversation, because want to imply that public conversation and scrutiny will ruin the case, when it's the exact opposite. You know, public conversation, scrutiny, and attention and eyeballs on this case will actually toughen that steel. Okay, harden it. It'll forge in this strength in the resolution that we could not gain otherwise, and that's probably why it's happening, because this is in God's plan. You know, all of this, it took all of this for this type of scrutiny to happen, you know, so that the end result comes. We have Lunar Ray. Lunar Ray says, but you're right. I don't really know you, but you should know there are manipulative tactics going on here that go far beyond this local trolling behavior. Yes, but you have to ask yourself this: who's controlling the local trolling behavior? See, that's where you're missing a point. And that's where everyone is missing a point, gaslighting me in my fucking chat. We have local trolling behavior, correct? Correct. Okay. Who's controlling, who's pulling the strings with these local trolling creators? No, I'm asking a question, Luna. I know you're not gaslighting. I'm telling you this. Who's controlling these local trolls? Because you're making it seem like it's local trolling behavior is separate from the manipulative tactics that are beyond. But where I think you're mistaken is the local trolling behavior farm, that local troll farm, it's part of the manipulative tactics that you are referencing. It's one and the same. You can't separate them. And that's what a lot of you are not seeing. And so I will continue to allow you to see it in time as you go through this labyrinth of confusion, cognitive dissonance, Misinformation, disinformation. Yeah, you disagree because you want to believe that these local trolls are not incentivized or not working for some larger goal, even though they are collectively organized. See, that's where you guys are mistaken. That's where you're mistaken. So you have to strip the blinders, scrape the cataracts off, and say, is this just a few local trolls or is this something more? Thank you for caring. Why are you coming in being mean to me, Lisa Marie Presley? Fucking you're whining a little for your book and movie? Okay, so you assholes think that because uh, first of all, I never said about a book anything. Okay, so you can wipe that off your ass. Uh, with a movie, because I took a bunch of my hard, the videos that I have worked hard on and spent hours and hours on, and with incredible footage that I put together, that I took a multi-thousand-mile trip for. I took a fucking 80-hour drive to go get footage. And because I choose to put that footage together into a format for people to enjoy, that's something to piss people off. Like, do you realize what you're saying? How stupid that is? Why would I care what anyone thinks about what I do with my footage? I worked hard for that footage. It's good footage. I'm an excellent photographer. So I put it together for you people as a gift to the people. Because you tell me, is it not enjoyable? Is it anything that had existed before? No. So I'm giving you something as a gift that has not existed before, that I put a lot of work into, with a lot of skill. And the response to that, do you see your little 50 subscribers that are watching? Yeah, the ones that I like. The ones that I like are in my chat right now. So what are you fucking with me for? Oh, so now see, now you're gaslighting because now you're claiming that I'm doing this to be part of something. You're fucking stupid. You are actually fucking stupid. I'm gonna block you because you're actually fucking stupid. Yeah, sure. I caused all of this to come at me. Okay. You think I caused these motherfuckers to do what they've done that I've expressed and showed to you? I'm glad you finally I'm glad you finally came out with your true thoughts and with your actual argument, because now it's very clear. It's very fucking clear what you guys are trying to do. And you know when I said earlier that it's divide and conquer? Okay, well, those bitches have fucking divided and conquered using these talking points. And thank you for giving me these talking points. I knew it. See, the heat of the furnace is what forges the steel. Wow. You're lying about the benefit the victims. You know it's going to benefit you winning the 400,000 after you've gotten everybody's receipts and you never showed up. I've showed all the fucking receipts I can. I mean, what are you even? Everything you're saying is insane right now. You fucking, what the fuck you're smoking? You guys are. This is incredible. This is a movie. I'm watching a movie. Am I watching a movie? I don't even know. This is hilarious. It's the Wackyville. We're in Wackyville. No, Luna Ray. I took a bunch of my drone footage and my incredible videos that I took hours and hours and hours making for you, and I put them in a playlist called The Delphi Murders, the movie. Okay, so if you go look at my playlist, you'll see one called The Movie, and it's all kind of my it's all of my videos strung together in a list, in a format or sequence that I would that I envision as a movie. Okay, however, without a script. Okay, I mean, so what is wrong with me wanting to uh, gift to the world my beautiful photography and videography? What's wrong with that? Or to bring attention to the Delphi murders in the hopes that might aid in justice. Like this, you guys make no sense. But you're giving me talking points of the narrative controllers. So thank you for giving me the talking points. I've been wondering what is being said behind the scenes that is causing this division and uproar, and now you're revealing it to me. And the thing is, it's pure slander and lies. Like you're assuming a lot. So you're assuming that I'm involved with this to cause. How can you tell me, how can I cause these people to do what they've done that I've documented and I've shared some of with you on the community page? How can I cause them to do anything? You think I'm actually in control of them? You better ask them who's control of them, because it's not me. I'm a target. You guys are something else, man. You're really disrespectful. And I like my 50 fucking viewers. And that you're kind of like, you're trying to shame me for having 50 viewers. They show up in all the true crime chats. Yeah, even in the Brian Kohlberger, don't they? And the Summer Wells. How dare you not contact the gang stalkers while you were there with your little 4-year-old son to be terrorized, yeah, and possibly hurt? All right. No, I'm talking to the camera. I don't know. There's many people in the chat or there are 50 people watching right now and probably 3 in the chat, actually. But that's because all the lurkers watch it and they don't want to participate. They just want to lurk and try to catch me saying something off color so they can clip it and share it and make me look bad. Um, yeah, but it is rather late. It is very late. I appreciate you all for coming in. Um, wow, what a wild ride. I didn't know we'd go 3 hours. I thought we'd go 1.5 or something, 2, and have a nice little polite party and get the fuck out of here. We went long. So it was a nice long show. I'm glad all the interactions in the chat, except for the verbal abuse. I don't appreciate it. But other than that, I appreciate everyone coming into the chat. I mean, I say we agree, but we both know we don't agree on some things, and that's okay with me. All right. Shiraz is shell shocked. Now he's new to the channel, and you got him all. You got him all like he's going to be PTSD. He's going to have to leave. He says, I don't know what happened, so keeping my mouth shut. I don't know what happened either. There's a lot going on. Okay, there's a lot of divide and conquer and all this bullshit, but no one cares. There's a second group, and no one wants to speak on that. Well, there's a group controlling. What are you saying so much? No. Now, what did you say? Okay, you're talking about a second group. Well, why don't you speak on it? Put it in our closing comments, because I don't know necessarily what you're referring to. Your right to travel and be free is your right. If you want to call it a movie, call it a movie. Your decision to not report to anyone is your business. I mean, I don't see what's so hard to get here. I mean, what I did, what I have done is I have taken amazing footage that I was blessed enough to be able to gain, taken that footage, edited it with love, compassion, and care into the nicest format I could conceive of, and present it to you as, hey, here's a nice video that relates to the Delphi murders with a nice soundtrack for your enjoyment. And so that's something to be shamed and blasted for. You see what I mean? So the world would be better without my drone videos. That's what you're getting at. The world would be better without the drone videos, because your fucking drone videos are just bullshit. You're trying to do a movie. Like, guys make no sense. I felt this coming last night with games. Thanks, August. Thank you for being here, August. And Diamond Eyes. And Carol says, I love your videos. Thank you, Carol. I mean, I do too. You know, you guys might understand I'm an artist. Okay, I am an artist. Always have been my whole life. I'm an artist. So I look at my videos and my whole YouTube. This is art. My videos are, I look at them as I am creating art. Is photography art? Yes. Is film art? Yes. In my editing and building of the little films out of the footage, that is also an art. And putting the music to it is an art. So for me, it's an art form, and I'm glad to share my art with you, and I hope that it benefits you as art. And because of your interest in Delphi, it might also benefit you with information, because as you're looking at this art, it contains information on Delphi. In other words, the video of the places. So I don't see how that's supposed to be so shameful and despicable. God, it's incredible that I could not imagine this in a million years. And that's why they bring up the point of book, because it has been suggested to me that I write a book about this journey. And I probably will at this point. I am not a true crime author. Why in the fuck would I ever want to write about true crime? I have 2 books I'm working on now, because I am a music pedagogy, history, and theory. I'm author of music pedagogy, theory, and history. Okay, in other words, a music author, an academic. What the hell care would I have about writing true crime? The only reason I would care about writing true crime is to relay my biographical experience of going through this shitstorm. So yeah, if I ever do finish the books that are currently on deck, that are taking a side seat to this YouTube activity that I've been neglecting for 3 years while I studied this case, if I ever do get back to my primary focus, which is that work, and get it completed, it will be a miracle. But if I do, yeah, then maybe at that point I might say, hey, Maybe it's time to write about my experiences, my real life biographical experiences going through the Delphi murders drama. But that's not why I came into it, and neither was it to make a movie. So that's all gaslighting and smearing. And so fuck you guys. You don't know what you're talking about. I mean, see the lengths they go to. So it's not good enough to call my kid like racist epithets and to call my jobs, my former employers, and try to get me some sort of shadow ban and all the things that you've done, stalk me in person and online, all of those things. Not good enough. You got to keep on with this shit. What a way to end the night. It was a good party halfway through the first half. Okay. Thank you, peace. I try to make them gorgeous. It's a skill flying that drone. It's not easy. It's like feathered. The controls are feathered. So any little jumpy motion you make, the drone jumps. So it's quite of a skill that I had to learn. It took me a good 6 months of practicing just to learn how to navigate that drone without it being jerky and all that. So I'm proud of my skill that was quickly acquired. I would speak on the second group, but I'm not a journalist or content creator. I don't hold any of you accountable, basically a spectator who sees what's happening. I'm not even going to pretend to know all about behind the scenes crap. I just try to avoid the piles. Okay, there's a division where there's no place for that. So I know the troll group you refer to is not the source. No one says the troll group is the source. That's the thing here. Get it through your heads. Troll group is not the source. The troll group are working for others above them. Pedagogy nerds. That's what I'm interested in is as my legacy. Okay, my legacy is helping further the scientific understanding of music and art and the art of music and the language and the way to relay it and the way it always has been relayed, you know, the passing on of this art and science called music. It's my forte, and it's what I'm working on for years now. Okay. I feel there's a misunderstanding happening. He's just asking you to leave comments to clarify what you meant by second group. Yeah, look, the thing is everyone comes in fighting me and no one gives, you know, it's just like I asked earlier with the young lady. I said, what is snarky? Okay, with snarky, I said, oh, if you got something on that, please email it to me, send it to me, inform me. Louise, I asked Louise as well to message me. It's like, if you know something that I should know, inform me, help me out here. Because if you're not helping, then you're leaving me out here to fend for myself in ignorance. Is that your goal? Because if you see that I'm worthy of help or information or assistance, help me. Otherwise, stop coming in and trying to, you know, the whole thing is like, what you're doing is wrong, but I'm not going to tell you what could make you do better. You know, what you're doing is wrong, but I'm not going to help you be right. And that I've gone through, you don't know how many conversations today, that's what came at me. There's at least 3 to 4 today, including this chat, you know. So 3 to 4 today in exchanges today of the nature of what you're doing is wrong and you're wrong and I'm not going to help you. And what do you expect me to do? How can I help that? Okay. So if I'm doing something wrong and you care, or if I'm mistaken and you actually care, help, inform one. You know, otherwise I'm working on with what I have. And if you know something better, then maybe help out. And if you can't help out or won't, then how do you expect me to come in agreement with you or understand what you understand if we haven't seen the thing? So catch-22, I mean, I've had to make the same argument twice today, earlier before I even got on the stream. It's like, stop telling me I'm wrong and trying to shut me up without sharing with me what would make, in your mind, me be more correct. I'm not trying to tell you you're doing anything wrong. I'm saying there may be a couple things you're missing, and telling you that is me helping. Okay, well then, if you're not telling me what the couple things are, though, it's not helping. So if there's a couple things I'm missing that you think are proven and are factual, then please help me. Send them to me. If you help me, if you send them to me, if you help me fill in the gaps that you think I'm missing, and if I can look at that information and agree to it, then I will accept it in to fill those gaps. And if I look at that information and disagree with it, then I'll say, no, I don't think that's right. And then I'll set it to the side for possible future reference. But in either way, if I'm kept ignorant of those facts, or what you are claiming are facts, then how could I make a determination either way? There's no way I can discuss it with you, because I don't know what you are claiming to be factual with things. It's just like the Doug Carter that what's her name? Snarky was talking about Doug Carter earlier. It's like, well, yeah, if you have those gaps, if you have information, then share it with me, inform me of it. Maybe I will look at it and agree that it's relevant, and that I somewhat vet it and say, okay, I can accept that, and then I can incorporate it into my worldview. But unless that happens, what gaps am I going to fill in if I'm just reaching for mystery? And so now I know I got gaps. Okay, well, there's a whole wide world of potential things that could fill that gap. So there's no direction to go in. So it's ridiculous, the attitude. I'm saying there are things you're missing. Yeah, but you're not telling me what the things are. So how in the hell do I know what they are that you're claiming I'm missing? If there's something I'm missing that you know to be fact, then, and you're not saying it, well, then you can't blame me for not knowing what I'm missing, because you're not giving me what I'm missing. And you're not even letting me determine for myself if that is actually something I'm missing or not. For me to be able to determine that, I have to actually see it. If you care about my thoroughness, do you care about whether what I'm presenting to you is substantiated or not? Because the way I work, I take things, I substantiate them, I vet them, I feel them over, I vet them out, I try to make sure there's documentation or some validity. And if I feel confident enough about it, I incorporate it. Okay. And if I don't feel confident, then I set it to the side as a maybe for later, or a what if. And that's what you should expect of anyone, because that means that the things that they do tell you and that are a part of their worldview are valid points, things that they have important to say. So what do how, if I accepted everything just on hearsay without any vetting or any review of it or even any knowledge of it, then I'm just willy-nilly alleging this, alleging that, believing this, believing that. I have nothing to stand on. I have no foundation. And it's important to me to know exactly what I'm standing on, because I want to maintain credibility. So the things that I have presented and that I do believe, they have established themselves as factual, important, and relevant. And most of it is documented on document, whether it be black and white or video recording, audio recording. I'm highly evidence-based. So everything I've presented is drawn from that perspective. And what I am saying to the people, that if you don't understand it, if you don't understand what I am doing and what the relevancy of what I am presenting is, then you don't know what you're talking about in the addressing of me. You don't know, you don't know what you don't know. You don't see, because you can't understand what you're seeing. And it's a difficult proposition. It's like it's the whole. That's what cognitive dissonance is. We don't know what we don't know exactly. So, yes, lunar ray. I don't know what you are talking about. Okay. So perhaps one day you will inform, and or someone will inform me, and I will review that information and see if I can incorporate it into my worldview and if it helps, and if there are gaps that need to be filled in, that those points fill. But I mean, otherwise, I'm left in the dark. So that's where we are. Gosh, I'm very tired. Are you yet? Anyhow, my very minuscule 50 people watching, thank you so much for watching. My chat members, who are even fewer than the 50 watching, thank you for chatting. I always appreciate it. I look forward to chatting again, and to also to presenting our next show, which will be covering the most recent defense filings that refer back to the 136 page Frank's memorandum. So kind of bringing us full circle. And I will be calling that the Frank's memorandum supplemental. So so I look forward very soon to presenting those things, and in the Frank's memorandum supplemental, and sort of closing the circle on that for the time being. That's, it'll bring us full circle, and then we can move on to another. We'll find another area to focus on beyond the Frank's memorandum and the current filings, and then we'll be up to date, and whatever transpires in the next week and or two, we'll be ready for, and we'll have something to comment on. So thanks everyone so much. Laura, thank you so much. Mac, thank you so much. Megan Z, thank you so much for being here. Shiraz, thank you very much for being here. Peace, thank you very much for being here. Diamond Eyes, thank you very much for being here, Diamond Eyes. Lunar Ray, thank you very much for being here, Lunar Ray. Who else was here just now? Carol, thank you very much, Carol, for being here. August Barnes, thank you, August. Let's see. Thank you, Lisa. Okay, thank you, Lisa Marie Presley. Thank you, Noe. Thank you, Mac, again. Let's see. Thank you, Skip Jensen. Thank you, Nobody Nothing. Thank you, Digital. Okay, thank you, Precascent. Thank you, Luis Cuevas. All right, who else was here? We're catching up here. All right, all you guys, I'm not going to go much further back. I'm trying to go back and see who was here in the past hour or so. But all you guys and everyone before them. Okay, thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciated it. It's great to have you in the chat. Please hit like on your way out, and I will catch you on the next visit that we have together, which I look forward to. It's been a wonderful day. Oh, Brittany, look at there. Hey, Brittany. Brittany, you coming in super late. We're just ending. So good night, Brittany, and it's great to see you. Hit the replay. Hit the replay, Brittany. Thank you so much for coming in. Look at there. Noe's still watching. Good night, Noe. You've got the same sweatshirt in white. Isn't it nice that it's so thick? This is my warmest. This is my warmest hoodie. So this one right here is the warmest one for the cold nights. Yeah, please hit the replay. We love you. Good night, Brittany. Good night. Lunar Ray says, I still have nothing but love for you in the community. Rest easy. Diamond Eye says, thank you. Good night, everyone. All right, awesome. Shiraz says, it's late. Yes, indeed it is. I'm tired as hell. I'm going to bed. Thanks for being awake. Night, everyone. Yeah, nice Friday night party. Thank you, everyone. Laura, teaching teachers. It's important. Okay. Remember, science is to the point where the people are very far behind. Okay, people are very far behind. Good night, Noe. Night, night, Brittany. Night, night, Diamond Eyes. And night, night, everyone. We will peace you out. We love you guys. Take it easy. Hug your kids, hug your wife, smack your husband on the ass, all that shit. We love you. We'll see you next time. Peace out.